All right, hey everyone, here we are, Northeast, hole 5, par 4. So let's take a look at this one. This is the first tour where this hole starts showing up. And there's only a couple, I've only seen a couple Northeast holes thus far. So I would be expecting the developers to probably be creating content for this in the future. Now, one of the things that I'm thinking about is maybe going loop R. Having that extra wind. You can see my opponent actually has a red Barchetta 2 already. So, going to be tough to play against guys like that, because they can just outdrive you by so much. But if we stick to our guns and we just execute shots, we'll always put ourselves in a position. So the loop R has nice side spin capabilities, but we might also need a little bit of distance, and you can see how close I am to not being able to get here. So that's one of the main reasons that we did do what we did, because of the backspin purposes. Now, when I pull down to this lower ground, the ring adjustment isn't going to want to be quite as much. So I can't go as much as I usually would, which might be 3 rings. I'm only going to go about 2, because when I pull down to that lower ground, it's going to kind of short land. And you want to make sure that that second bounce, or that first bounce, does get to the green here. I want to make sure that I don't pull back too much. And you can see it looks pretty good overall. We have pretty good alignment, and we're in there tight. You can see I utilized all that backspin because I knew the ball guide was going to stretch out. Even if it looks short with a tailwind, it's going to stretch out. So I'm keeping that ball guide short intentionally. So those are what you want to be thinking about. And, we're always going to have a possibility on the shootouts. And these shootouts are a little bit more favorable than the ones from Tour 5. So the backspin isn't as required. If we execute nice with our shot making, we should be able to. And you can see there's some overlap of holes. So this is also a Tour 5 shootout. Might even be a Tour 4 shootout. But what we're going to need to do here is we're going to have to execute. So it's going to come down to shot execution. Into the wind, I'm not going to maybe use my spin. Now, I typically might backspin this, where I won't do it on this. So let's see how my opponents come in. He looks like he comes in just a little bit long. I'm going to keep my guide just a little bit higher than I usually might. And I'm thinking just maybe under just 1 ring. I haven't used too much of that Pegasus club. You don't know too much about it in the early going. Here you can see it's going to come in just a little bit left. It should kick right and then roll out left. And you can see we were able to, again, within a yard. So get it in there pretty decent. And there's a good chance that you can win and get through this tour, 50K at a time. Good opportunity. And here you're going to see we're going to be coming up on our pin bag as well. So these are the things we want to keep in mind. Is we might be winning some balls in there. And there's always going to be a club. The club that I get in there can basically be anything. It's some of the best pin bags that I've seen across any game. These guys might be doing it the best. So keep that in mind. Good luck there on that one. And I will see you guys momentarily on the next hole.